Hi, Jeryl Spear here, Editor-in-Chief of Hot Magazine. I'm sitting here with two very special gentlemen, Dr. Lesoncy. He is a motivational psychologist, and we all know him as Dr. Lou, and the illustrious Colin Walsh, Vice President and General Manager of Matrix. These two gentlemen have gone beyond the day-to-day work of running an organization to create a book that has changed my life. It's called On, A Brilliant Way to Live and Work. And I have the privilege of interviewing these two gentlemen today, Dr. Lou and Colin Walsh. So I would like to know, first of all, what was the motivation behind the book? Why did you write On?
Well, On was started by the realization that you can go into any business, you can go into any classroom, you can watch any sports team, and within a little bit of time, you can tell whether they are on or whether they're off. And at any given moment of our life, no matter what challenge or crisis we face, we have a whole range of options in the way we look at it. We use the symbol on or off to depict that range. Now, we dreamed, we wondered, could an organization be created where everyone in that organization had that same feeling of being able to turn on and recognize moments they're ready to turn off and prevent it from happening? And that was the origin of the concept of the book On.
We've all heard the expression when somebody was really on. Somebody felt on, and it's almost you at your best, your most incredible performance, you connecting to that amazing, powerful part of yourself where it transcends daily, mundane, predictable view of the world. And the challenge has been, that's been almost mysterious. How do you access that feeling of being on? And our hope with this book is to help people connect to that regularly, daily, so they can live their life through a series of moments of being on, as opposed to it being this fleeting moment that they occasionally get to experience.
How has On impacted your life? How has it enriched what you do in your career and in your private life?
The quality of my lifetime is either a heaven or hell for me based upon the way I choose to look at my experiences and my life. How an individual looks at their work. Do they go to work to make money, to pay bills, or do they go in to change the world with their next clients in the next chair? So let's then, no matter what role we're performing, let's then begin to see our work for what it really is. That's the moment we're turning on.
So many people are focused on the how and what of what they do. And that creates an amazingly busy life. But the opportunity to stop and ask, why do I do what I do? What's the greatest purpose of what I'm doing? Whether I'm tilling a field, standing behind the chair, or working under someone's car every day as a mechanic. Why do I do this, and what is the greatest impact I have on the community and on the world? And asking that is that moment that turns the light on in you, that you have a greater contribution and purpose, and you have a very powerful role to play in the world.
Well, on that note, describe your role at Matrix based on being switched on.
I think the notion of On is transformed my life for years, and it's from a place of gratitude. I was very fortunate to have been shared great wisdom, both by family and friends, and most personally in my case, my own parents, who really taught me the privilege that it is to be alive. One of the most fundamental principles in our book is that the first premise is you are alive, and that doesn't have to be so. But your ability to know it, connect to it, and be aware immediately spurns this sense of gratitude and awareness and opportunity that if you know, quite simply, that you are alive, you have the opportunity to do anything you desire. And so that notion, that fundamental switching on, I was given that as a gift very early.
My life work has been hairdressers. Initially, I started off, I was writing a book in the late 70s called Walden 3, which would be the ideal society if everyone was encouraging. And I worked with every imaginable group, doctors, dentists, teachers, teaching the skills of encouragement. Concurrently, I had a practice, and I gave one of my patients some advice. And when she came back, I said, "Did you follow my advice?" She said, "No, I didn't." I said, "Why not?" She said, "Well, I know you thought it would be a good idea, doctor, but I talked to my hairdresser, and she thought I should do something else instead." And I got fascinated with that, and I fell in love with this profession of people as I began to study the heroes in these safe, sacred havens we call salons, where people from the neighborhood, it's the only place many of them are touched. And it's the only place that many of them go continuously back to. And they build relationships there. So that's my life purpose.
And what is your life purpose, Colin?
I believe from the very depth of my heart, my life's purpose is to share with people that sense of joy, gratitude, and optimism that I get to feel each and every day. I get to touch people who touch every community in every city and every state. Hairdressers connect the world. And so the opportunity to share this message with them, which then empowers them and then enables them to connect that in every community, is undoubtedly the greatest purpose I have in my life, and I'm honored and thrilled to have the opportunity to do it. And this book is a mere expression of that notion, and I hope it to be one vehicle for Lou and I to connect that for people.
Describe the joy in your life based on being switched on, and how does that transfer to your work situation?
The notion of being on, that incredible energy, connectedness, and inspiration you can feel, lives very simply and very plainly in a promise we make. And I think you can see it behind me, actually. This promise that lives under the word matrix, to help each and every stylist imagine all they can be, to dream, to aspire, to hope, and to feel that opportunity to do anything they've ever desired doing. That's exactly what we're committed to doing. That is our focus, promise, and the reason why we're on is to do that.
You mentioned in a conversation that we had a couple months ago that every decision and every action at Matrix is now based on the greater good. That's your filter. Could you please describe that for us and what that means?
What becomes critical for any company or organization that so often is focused on selling, the how and the what of what they do, how much they sell, top line, bottom line, profitability. It keeps them so disconnected from the why. And it has to be a transformative shift from selling to serving in every single thing we do, from this promise of imagine all you can be, is to help serve stylists and salon owners across the country. Whether it be Chairs of Change, Spread the Love, the opportunity to have programs, initiatives, and ways to connect to their why. That's our greatest service. And what's incredible is the joy, the fulfillment, the energy Lou spoke of that you can feel in our organization is because there's such an incredible reward when you know you are serving, when you can see the results of helping and supporting people that just doesn't live in selling them something.
Dr. Lou, can you describe what would it be like in a salon if every employee and the owner were switched on?
Well, first of all, everybody want to be there constantly. In the morning before the doors opened, there would be a huddle, there would be a meeting. Someone would be the on person that day, bringing the day alive. They'd have a 30-second talk to say, open those doors. We're going out there today to add color to the world, to cosmetically and psychologically transform self-images and destinies of fellow human beings. Open the door, we're ready. As opposed to, it's 9 o'clock, open the door. Just imagine that as a starting point.
What would it be like for the entire beauty industry to be switched on? What could we expect? What type of good could we do?
The beauty industry that's switched on is aware of the amazing impact they have on individual lives every single day, in the role they play in building confidence, awareness, supporting people in times of fear, in doubt, in transformative moments in their lives, the birth of children, graduation, all of these opportunities that the beauty industry always has played a huge role in, when it's on, and aware that it plays such a fundamental role in communities everywhere, is when we really access the power, the strength, and the opportunity to change the world.
And hairdressers can do what kings and presidents and governors and mayors can't do, and that is help individuals in their chair feel a little more safe, a little more soothed, a little more massaged, a little more cleansed, a little more beautiful, a little more confident. Those are all of the rich treasures that the salon has to offer, and so many salons just reduce it to going to work, to make money, to pay bills. This is the on message. Imagine if the whole industry felt that way. This could be the quickest way of making a better world.
Well, I know for me personally, after reading that book and moving from payoff to purpose, as I say, I felt such a relief. It was like my load, the load I was carrying on my back had been lightened. I could see light. How can you explain that?
There's a concept psychologists call hedonic adaptation. And hedonic adaptation is that obsession with more. And someone wins a lottery for $1 million, that's going to be good for a little while, but they're going to want more. That won't be enough. It just won't be enough. It won't be enough. In the on community, there's a great surge and thrill with the realization of what we already have here every day. When we come into Matrix, or when you go into the salon, or when you go into the classroom to teach as an educator, what I already have, having the opportunity to stand in this place and educate, is the rewards are already there. There just needs to be the on awareness of, look at what I got. Because 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, this would be a dream for me to be exactly where I am right now. I got it right now. I'm on.
I want to let everybody know that the book is available through Amazon.com and other outlets. It's called On, A Brilliant Way to Live and Work. It's by Dr. Lesoncy and Colin Walsh. So I recommend that everybody pick up this book. I feel free after reading this book. And I haven't had to change my life. I've just had to realize what I do for the greater good. Wow. Thank you, sirs.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeryl.